Wait. What do you mean you didn't like my last video essay? You know how much time I spent on that thing? That was like a 60-hour ordeal. And he destroyed my cloak too? Oh, sorry about that, guys. Look, I'll talk to you later, bruh. I'm headed to a new system, gotta work on a new video essay, but also, just got finished destroying a couple civilizations, so don't worry about that, alright? Yo, welcome back to another King's Rant video. I've re-recorded this like a couple times, so I'm kind of like reiterating myself a lot, but basically I just wanted to talk to you guys about the topic at hand, which is the Grand Theft Auto 6 delay. As we know from the recent announcement that just happened as of like 2 or 3 days ago, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be dropping May 26, 2026. We'll see if that date changes anytime soon, but ultimately what I wanted to talk to you guys about were just a couple things that have been bothering me as far as the response to that announcement. Now, the first thing is the fact that people are really upset by the fact that there were no screenshots, there was no promotional and marketing material as far as even still images, or maybe even like just some more information about the game, like what that looks like. There's nothing. There's no marketing material that came with that announcement. And because of that, people have been a little upset, which personally, I do think it would have been nice to get something like visual, something that we can like see the progress, or at least see something more about the game outside of that first trailer that came out like a year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever that was. Beyond that, however, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. That is not what that announcement was for. The announcement was to say like, hey dude, we're delaying the game. Is that the post that I would have chosen to go, oh yeah, here is what Jason looks like, or here's what Lucia looks like, and a bunch of mock-ups of the different outfits and styles that they can wear in the game? And that's not what I would have done, I feel like for a proper marketing post, like that's what you'd use that for. That's when you go, here's how the game looks, here's how it plays, here's a new trailer, here's some new still images, whatever that looks like, but in a delay post, like, or a post announcing the delay, that's just not the time or the place. And I think Rockstar is aware of that. And I think at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing GTA 6, they probably have a whole plan ready, and when it's time to do that, it's time to do that. I think it's just the fact of any time there's official news about GTA 6, people want to see more of the game, which is not a bad thing. It just shows that people are hyped. People are excited to play this game when it comes out. And this isn't me trying to defend the corpos, right? I do think that at some point Rockstar, hopefully soon, drops a trailer or drops some more news about the game. But it's one of those things where like, whenever Game Informer, whenever IGN, or whenever these private game critics and reviewers get their hands on the game, there's going to be plenty of news to go around. And me, just like everyone else, I'm going to be digging into those posts. I'm going to be digging into those reviews and those critiques and what people are saying. But I think the time for that just wasn't with the announcement for the delay. So that's my thoughts on that in particular. But I also wanted to talk about just sort of the general anger that people have toward the game being delayed. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I mean, I got in my head at some point that the game would release sometime in October, or like fall 2025, right? I don't know if it was October specifically that I was thinking. I just know that it was fall 2025 was kind of whenever I was like, okay, that's when this game is dropping. For me, the fact that they said, look, we need a cool 6 to 7 more months to cook. Please give us 6 to 7 more months. I don't think that that's them trying to hoard the game and just not release it, bro. I think 6 to 7 more months of them just cleaning up the game, buffing out the rough edges, all that stuff, that does nothing but make it a better product for whenever we can finally get our hands on it. And I think the fact that people are just so like unwilling to wait any longer, I think it's really weird, honestly, especially when there are so many games that are coming out that are just, they're great games. I mean, you have Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, I don't know if that's the name of the game, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You've got Metaphor ReFantazio that came out recently as of like a couple months ago. You've got Sparking Zero. You've got literally all these games that, like, whether you like them or not, or whether these are the kinds of games that you want to play or not, we just have so many different games that have been coming out recently that are smashing it out of the park. And that's even outside of games like Elden Ring or the DLC or Night Rain that's coming out in basically like 3 weeks from when I'm recording this video, and so many other titles that are dropping. We're not in a drought of video games. We're not in this dry spell of great playable experiences and interactive experiences. You know, we have a lot of things that we can be doing until the game comes out. And I think the fact that so many people have this mindset of instant gratification, it's just weird to me. It's just really bizarre. Dude, I get it. You know, I want to play GTA 6 as well, but I'm definitely not going to go and record myself throwing a tantrum because Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out 6 to 7 months past what I initially thought that release date would be. That's really strange. And I've already seen so many of those videos. I've seen so many of those posts, and it's like, bro, go find something to do. And that sounds mean. You know, I'm not trying to diminish anyone's feelings or invalidate how someone, you know, feels or anything. You know, you're allowed to be frustrated. I know that I am a little frustrated too, but it's one of those things where, like, knowing what the game probably will be in terms of, like, it's going to be the smash hit, and knowing that they are doing their best to even exceed those expectations. Dude, if they're asking for another 6 to 7 months to just polish the game and to just, like, tie the bow around the box, like, I'm gonna give it to them. You know, moreover, let's look at games that did not have that. That's when you end up in situations with Sparking Zeros, where there's such a lack of content that months after release, people are begging for stages, people are begging for customization options, people are begging for skin packs, or maybe not skin packs, but like other modes and things like that, maps and things of that nature. I would rather avoid that scenario with a game that is probably going to be like so culturally significant as GTA 6, rather than like, oh yeah, just give me the game now, and then a week or a month or 6 months after the fact going, yeah, that was good, but here's what could have been better. It's like, no, dude, I want to look at this game and just go, man, I'm in it. You know, I'm in it. Because that's how it was for Red Dead Redemption 2, for me at least, the most recent Rockstar title. Anyway, I don't want to ramble for too long. The video is already like 10 minutes long. You know, I don't want it to be much longer. I just kind of want to give my basic thoughts and opinions on kind of how the community's been reacting to the game and like the announcement and Rockstar in general, and also just kind of let y'all know my opinions on it. I don't really think my opinions are all that important in the grand scheme of things, but I think there should be at least a creator that's saying, no, dude, it's cool. Like, Grand Theft Auto 6 being delayed is not that big of a deal. It still comes out like a year from now. You know, that's crazy to think about. We are like a year out from Grand Theft Auto 6. And even if they push it back even more, it's like, yeah, that'll suck, but there's other games to play, bro. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Go visit my other socials. You know, I'm trying to get more active on those things. But I will see you guys in the next video. Love y'all. Peace.